This next episode is with one of my favourite up-and-coming comedians. He is an absolute pleasure. Sean Chalmers.
Everybody, Sean Chalmers.
One story that I heard on your podcast, this sounds so formal now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. What's going on here?
Right. You know the story about
Yeah.
you were 4 or 5 or something and someone came in your house and
Aye.
knocked you out?
Yeah.
Do you ever think that, you know this, how you get the chat about Hitler? If you went back in time, would you shoot baby Hitler? Do you think that's someone coming back in time to
shoot that guy or hook me again? Definitely. That's such a, you bastard, that's a good one. Probably, I mean, it'd be like some fan for like 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
I've just released my 4th Netflix special and somebody's
fuck
like,
someone
I don't
over.
like that joke. And he just went back and knocked me out as a 4-year-old. Mate, that was crazy though, because I was just standing in the hall in, I'm originally from Springburn and then we moved to Millcroft.
Right.
So it was like battle of the shitholes. It was like, what shithole do you want here? Like they're both equally as bad. And I was just like 4 or 5, just chilling. And Millcroft it's just a fucking dive, mate. Like it's crazy. Like that's what I was saying. Like a guy, my next door neighbour, had a shotgun. Right?
Yeah.
He had a shotgun, but didn't shoot anybody. Like it's not like
It's for protection or something? Or?
no, just for he was like, I suppose I'll have it.
Right.
Like just because he's a crazy bastard. And I was just chilling in the hallway, and then my front door just opened, and a guy just ran straight in, knocked me clean out. Like mate, like a full-grown man.
And you were what, 4 or 5?
4 or 5, mate. Just lying on the floor, mate.
That's
chalk,
wild.
like fucking cracked to fuck. Just lying there, like, yeah, I'm knocked out.
Did you ever find out who it was?
Nah. Just, mate, that was the thing with Millcroft. Like, he probably wasn't even from there.
Right.
Like, he was just walking by, trying doors to see if he could get any shit, and then he seemed like a 4-year-old, shat himself, knocked me out, and then just ran away. I was like, if you were going to rob us, like, why did you knock the 4-year-old out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to stop you. Like, kill me. I'm like, do you want some action, man? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild, man.
No, I mean, I just, when I'm doing them, I don't know, like, it's like, now I told you, like, we stand up, I kind of just hyper-obsess over the guest, and I kind of learn everything that they've done, but most of the people that have been on, I have gigged with them, and they've been friends,
Yeah.
so the kind of camera rapport is better, because sometimes, this is why it's better, see what yous were doing, like, we go out, chat, take photos, and then when it comes on the camera, it's more natural, because we know one another, but, I don't know, mate, it depends on the guest as well, like, how much research you do.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody who, like, say, Lewis wants on, and I don't know them, I'd need to go do research on that. But usually, I just get the bros on and just fucking have a laugh.
So how do you, with podcasting, like, how do you find that if there's a guest maybe you're not interested in? Or like we were talking before, like, if there's a guest that maybe you don't particularly like?
Aye. No.
Shout out Kaz Milligan.
Shout out Kaz Milligan. No, the thing is with the Kaz thing, it was mainly just because I seen, like, mind what we were talking about before, where the comics don't really like influencers.
Yeah.
And because nobody likes influencers.
Yes.
That's mainly it. And that was kind of the thing that I had them. And I didn't like being proper, because I'm not a judgmental person. I kind of got, right, there's an avenue for everyone. He's just trying to get money.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's why I had him on. But I wasn't afraid to just tell him, go, yeah, I literally said I wanted to rip your fucking head off.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, cool. And I was like, yeah, it was. I had a good time laughing about it.
Yeah, that's
and then
fair.
I had him on, just, I don't know, but that sounds shite saying, right? Like, it's one of the pods where I go, I just shouldn't have done it. I didn't do anything, and it kind of put me in that wee, I felt like a bit, I'm not a clout chaser, but then that's what it could have looked like.
Felt like cheap?
Yeah. Because I was like, I actually don't really fuck with the guy before it. Like, I didn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, I wanted on, and it was to promote some shit, and I was like, yeah, cool, man, I'd promote anybody's stuff. I mean, we just did a fucking ad read for Feet Finder.
Feet Finder? What's
Aye,
that?
mate, you not heard of Feet Finder?
Nah.
Alright, okay,
We'll
mate.
chat about it after.
No, but it basically just, it was like the first ad read we got, and it was like a proper big, like, it was a proper company that came in, and I was like, you guys know who we are? And I was like, nobody.
So this isn't like a fetish site?
No, it is. So
Oh, right,
it's like
okay.
basically OnlyFans for feet.
Okay.
Like people can upload their feet and like sell it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this is hilarious. Of course I'll do an ad read for them. I was like, basically in the email it was like, oh, can you talk about it for like 5 to 10 minutes? I was like,
What?
but we'll pay you. And I was like, we did fucking just spoke about feet anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't pay us. I was like, yeah, obviously. And then, but see, watching it back, like I just got the stuff sent through. I'm not going to take this. Yeah, I'm not going to take this.
No.
But, no, mate. No, it's fucking crazy.
But surely they would have reached out having seen your podcast.
But that's why I said to them in the email, I went, you're aware, like, it will just be mental.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll just talk utter shite.
Yeah.
Like, there was one point where I just thought, I don't even like feet. Do you know what I mean? And I'm talking about an ad that I need to try and sell feet for people.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I hate feet.
Feet finder.
Aye.
You ever had your toes sucked?
No, mate, that's crazy. You are a psychopath of a man, mate.
It's like, the only way I can describe it's like hat getting head, but from a distance.
If you didn't hear that,
Somebody's keeping their reach with head.
Stuart said getting his toes sucked is like getting head from a distance. Is that it?
If you've never had it done, I'd give it a go.
I'm going to pass on
There you
that.
go.
That is a crazy sentence.
Go.
He's got 8,000 women in his basement. Right? Half of them are dead. Half of them are dead. The other are eating the other half that are dead.
Feetfinder.com/portrait a podcast for Stuart's
I know I've
head
just
from a
done
distance.
an ad read for them, but like on your pod. I'm like, pay these guys. Oh no, but wait, I'll
Get
send
the
you.
invoice in.
I'll send you it the night. Like I'll cut it up and just send you it, and you'll be like, aye, they will not take that.
Okay.
But there was a point, man, I know, where like I just kept messing up the website name. Like I deliberately was just naming other feet websites.
Right, okay.
I was like,
Do you have a repertoire? that
I
you
was
know
like,
of?
Wiki Feet's alright on it, and then he's like, no, it's for Feet Finder, and I was like, yeah, Wiki Feet are good. And it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like just a one-time thing, and I was like, aye, fuck it, and then it covers like the podcast for like a wee while.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've ever watched like Tim Dillon do ad reads or Shane and Matt?
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I want to just do that because even
Bill Barr was the old one who used to get cancelled by his ads all the time.
It was because I see him like coming here and all. I was like, this is even too serious for me. Like I feel as though we're ready to like jump in and watch a football game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we were sitting here like standing, and that's why I was like, I can't do a serious ad read. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me. But there's my rant over on that. There's all that shit I just spoke, but cool.
I will say to address it, we were struggling for an area. We were kicking about the hydro for photos in the Smarty Tube tunnel and everything, so we just found the back of a car plaque. That's the production value.
This is
you
where
get.
he finds most of his victims.
Straight in second home. So who got you into podcasts? Like, do you have like a few that you love?
I went to college for like music,
Uh-huh.
right? Because I'm a loser.
And you were a drummer in was it a pop punk
I was a
band?
drummer in like a pop punk band, and basically, see when you go to college, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't change your live performance. You have maybe a bit of better understanding when you go into a recording studio because you were recording stuff. And I went to it, and there was a guy called Barry Rooney, and this is going to sound the most bro moment ever, but it basically just was like, oh mate, have you not seen this guy called Joe Rogan?
Oh, was it Joe Rogan the first
Aye,
one?
mate,
Right?
and then I watched him, and then that got me into UFC as well. And then I
Right.
started training like MMA and all that, and I don't know, mate. And then when I watched Joe, I was like, oh fuck, like he just gets on who he likes
Yeah.
and just has like it's his.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I want that, and that's how like we get demonetized all the time because I go, I don't really care about the money.
Did you start a few pods just like how fuckers or
I
something?
just got
like
right
that,
fuckers. Just instantly
Just
demonetised. Yeah. And I was like, I like kind of having that because I'm not really like, I know I've only been doing stand up 2 years and like the pod for years, but I'm just not an industry guy.
Yeah.
I'm not really an industry guy, and the way of like I mean that is like I wouldn't personally pitch my stuff to like the BBC and stuff, but
Yeah.
like I've done stuff like for them, but only for my friends,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm talking about. Like I'll do anything for my pals. Like if they go, by the way, you can't say this, do this or that, I'll go, say no more. I'll do whatever you want. But then if I was to work with them and they went, you can't do this or that, I would get the ump.
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah, fuck you guys. You've took away the comedy.
Get the amp.
Get the amp. You can't. And and then I just kind of watched that, and then I don't know, mate. Like when you watch Joe Rogan, your algorithm just kind of floods loads of comedy.
Yeah.
And I went to Murcia for like a football camp
Right.
with my mates. 'Cause I was doing football at college for like 2 years. I
Right,
was
okay.
ready to go to like America. I sucked at football, mate. I would have never made it.
What position?
Oh, anywhere, mate. Just
Position.
No,
I don't know why I said
I
position.
was like, I was kind of just behind position. I know what's going on here.
Yeah, what
What's the
position?
position? As we were getting really gay to them, the pictures are crazy, man. But I did that, and I played behind like the striker because I'm
Right.
tiny, mate. I'm only 5'7" at a push, and basically I was in like my dad had like died, right?
Yeah.
And during this, and that's like mainly why I didn't go to America and stuff. And but one of my mates, like when we were on the trip to Mercia, we were just watching shit ton of Frankie Boyle
Right, yeah.
because you didn't have much to do during the day because it
Yeah.
was basically you trained, went back, rested, trained, went back, rested, and then it'd be like game days and stuff. Like basically you just went to like a football camp. Like,
Yeah.
It was just training, and so during that we were watching Frankie Boyle, and then I used to just, mate, I'm quite an out of pocket guy. Like I just say a lot of fucked up stuff just in general.
Yeah.
Like, and one of my mates was like, mate, you should defo try that. He's like, mate, you're funny as fuck. And I went, I suck, mate. I suck at everything. Shite football, fucking shite, make you guys laugh. And then I just done it, and then, mate, I fucking just fell in love with it. Like, stand up the second I went on the
That's
stage.
class.
And it was like I was telling you earlier, I was like, I didn't ever feel at home until I went on a stand-up stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, like, yeah, I need to do this. Like, I found my purpose. And that's kind of how all that full circle went. Just for going to college and hanging about with my mates, and then
Yeah.
just basically just watching, just being bros. That was it.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of took me down this path, and
That's cool, man.
it's been class to it, mate. It's not just, I don't even care about just watch. See, when I watch my pals,
Yeah.
I get so buzzing. Like I get all emotional.
If they're doing well and stuff. Yeah.
I remember this. I have this thing, right? Pierce is going to hate this. Right, he's going to hate this. But I'm content with knowing I'll never be the best stand-up comic ever because of Pierce Higgins.
Right.
Mate, I can't explain how fucking great this guy is at like comedy. He did this story just talking about like shrooms on stage. I was so captivated. But everything just, and that was him just working on it. Like
Right,
he was just
okay.
working on the bit, and it was just, mate,
Natural.
it was perfect to just watch. And it's the same. Like I'm got like a kind of core group of pals. Like I'm just gonna shout them all out. But like Stuart Campbell, Thomas Elvin, who I told you about.
Yeah.
The GTA bit. Oh my god, mate. And
I
David
need to hear that.
Petrie, James McCluskey, and obviously Pierce. Like
Oh,
they're-
Peachy's right. He put in a question for Kate Hammer.
Oh
I think.
mate,
Aye,
he's
aye.
so funny. And see, just watching all of them and the work ethic and the way we all kind of meet up and like write
Yeah.
and just the obsession for it, mate. It's like that just kind of keeps me in check.
Yeah.
Because like, mate, I used to have this bit where I was talking about like with stand up when you're so early in your career. I think it's like one of the very few careers where you get constantly judged from the get go, as in like from peers, industry, etc.,
Right.
etc. Right? But we're obviously just learning. Like I'm learning the craft. Like my first year, I thought I was like this edgelord fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm like in my second year, like I'm being more myself. Like fuck knows, like next year I could be like a woman. Right? And then the fourth year I'll go back to being funny.
We had like a second of just staring at each other like earnestly there.
Uh,
I was buckled a bit. You were talking about like cold toilet roll or something, and you were like raging about it, or toilet roll in the fridge or something.
no,
like
mate, some maniac put shit roll in his fridge,
Yeah.
and we just started riffing like, what has he been eating?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I love how like everything's reversed in his house. Like the toilet roll's in the fridge, and his chicken skewers are where the toilet roll needs to be. You know what I mean? And I was just like,
On the cistern at the back.
aye, mate, and I don't know. See when you just find like weird shit,
Yeah.
and that's when I just bring it up in the pod because I know like Lewis and I are gonna.
It'll spark a
Just
conversation.
gonna riff like fucking, it's gonna be class. And that was the thing I know, like bringing Lewis on to the pod, he's just so funny, mate, and
Yeah.
creative. And when I worked with him, like on numerous sketches, like both of the guys are like painfully funny. So I'm like, I just want to be around people
Yeah.
like that.
So how, if you're writing sketches and stand up, like what? Obviously, I'd say you prefer stand up, right?
Oh, overrating.
But see if you
Aye.
get an idea, surely like most ideas could work. You telling a story or a sketch, right? So how do you like separate that?
Oh fuck. Well, so there's two Lewises here. Like the Lewis is the guy I do the two white guys with, which
Uh-huh.
is a sketch group. Like, and I wanted to do that because every big major stand-up comic has been class at acting.
Yeah.
So like Dave Chappelle, Ricky Gervais, even Schultz, like all these guys.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis is a
Gillian
tremendous
Keeves,
actor,
yeah.
like tremendous. And then I was like, oh, that must like heighten your ability on stage.
Right, okay.
So I was like, I need to do that. So like from working with Pierce and Lewis through like Jamaica Street, I just kind of watched how like their brains and that were like ticking and like adding bits and stuff, and I was like, right, this is just like writing a set.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I need to do that, and I met Lewis, Bryce, who we are the two white guys with.
Right.
And the reason it's called the two white guys is because we find it hilarious that somebody would be sitting at a dinner table and like, where the fuck is like little Jimmy? And then he walks in and says, oh sorry, I was just watching two white guys. And I just found it so funny, and I was like, oh, this is class. And then we just started, we don't actually write, so this is weird.
Okay.
When we're out, we just find something and we go,
Start filming.
that's funny. And I go, let's just fuck around with that. Mm-hmm. And then the idea just kind of flows. There's been ones, obviously, that we keep like a joint notebook and like a notes app, and we fuck loads of crazy shit in it.
Yeah.
And oh mate, we've got this one that we need to do professionally. Like it has to be like a full 5-minute full thing, and I think we're gonna release it like next year once we get it all done. But oh mate, it's fucking crazy. And see, doing that process.
Hold on. Have you Chauncey Media business card?
Oh shit.
20% off for life as a podcast guest. There you go, that's our wee.
There you go, guys.
There you go, sort you out.
Check
Zoom
it
in,
out.
zoom in.
But for that, I don't really, when it comes to like writing for stand-up and the sketch, I don't kind of have that struggle of a lot of people kind of separate it. Because I write two kind of differences. So like when I'm doing stand-up, I need to go to, like see all the guys I mentioned.
Yeah.
We all meet up and we go with premises and ideas.
Oh yeah?
And if they work.
Can I workshop it together?
That's
cool.
Basically, Pierce, of course, fucking genius of a man, basically went, yeah, we need to do that. And then, mate, he hates this, that I do this. I go, no, I'm not doing that. No, it's stupid. And then a pro comic will tell me to do it, and then I'll turn to Pierce and go, we need to do this, mate. It's a great idea. It's a great fucking idea. I promise, mate. No, but like, it made me go, I need to listen to Pierce all the time. He has all the great ideas.
Right, okay.
But what solidified it was there's a comic called Larry Dean.
Yeah, I know.
And I did, shout out Dan Connell, who's been on this.
Right.
I did his Funny Bunch, and Larry headlined it.
Uh-huh.
And I thought I sucked, but that's mainly me all the time, to be fair. I'm very self-deprecating when it comes to the standard that I set for myself. And like I came off stage, and I have this bit about my best friend having Down syndrome, and he had wrote it. Like as I was doing it, he wrote it down and sent it to like his boyfriend.
Right.
Because he was like, oh, this joke's like crazy good, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe that. And then, but the kind of full circle thing was like, I was explaining to him, I was like, I took that to my friends, like my other, like Pierce, like my comedic friends, and he went, yeah, obviously. He went, you need to. He went, because think about it, when you just have one pair of eyes on something, you're not looking at like the kind of other bits. And then if you bring another set of eyes, they can have another bit, and then next minute you know you've added like another 2 minutes to a bit, or like it's been punched up.
Right.
So he was saying he does it for everything. So I was like, oh, we are doing something right then. We didn't even know pros done this. We just thought, oh, we do this and it'll kind of...
Yeah, you worked out your own way and it ended up being like...
No, everybody does it.
Yeah.
And I was like, we must be doing something right then, like, if we're meeting up, writing and trying. But that's kind of... I think stand-up is just one of the things where you, like, I mean, we were talking about Gervais, he just misses Merchant, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just misses him so
Merchant
much.
grounded him a bit.
Yeah, and I think he kind of needed that. That's why I needed Lewis to be, like, Lewis Reed to be the co-host of the pod. Yeah. Because I like bouncing off people, and that it also gives you the one, like, we can just do solo episodes and we don't really need to worry about a guest. Yeah. How Matt and Shane do it. Yeah. It's kind of the setup I wanted to do. Just, like, two best pals, and then you obviously hear, like, Lamar in the background, like, chirping in. So you have, like, Paul. But the way I look at it is I say the most fucked up thing, right? And Paul kind of brings in the rationalisation of it. Yeah, it wouldn't work if it was just fucked up. And then obviously I come back to it and go, no, I'm obviously kidding. I was like, this is a like horrific thing that's happened. Yeah. And then we actually talk seriously about it. And I think that's kind of, like we were talking about with Gervais, if you can manage to revolve everything around emotion and make it fucked up and funny, you're kind of winning. But then you rationalise it at the end, it kind of works. And that's how I think the podcast, like, the Father's podcast works. Yeah, no, I love the Father's podcast. The MD that comes on, they're like, they're always shiting themselves, and I'm like, relax, man. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking say it too mental if you don't want me to. Yeah. Like, we're going to have a laugh, man. Jesus Christ. I think it would be like,
going on a podcast, it's like yours is like quite well established and stuff. I'd imagine, yeah, if you've never been a guest on somewhere, it would be something you'd shit yourself at.
But I don't know, mate. I just don't know why people, like, it's just a laugh, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is all we're doing. And that's the thing, like, I just wanted the pod to be, like, see when I took shrooms, that's
Yeah.
what I kind of learnt. Like, I was like, I want the podcast to be, if, like, a fan meets you, don't want it to be any different to how
Right.
they watch us. I want it to be, like, the
Exactly,
same
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like, when we're hanging about and all, I just kind of talk the same.
Yeah.
I don't really, like, there's not the second the camera comes on, I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like, putting on a persona. I'm just kind of
Being wacky.
guy.
Yeah.
And that's the same with you. That's how, like, I'm proper honoured to be honest. I was like a fan.
Oh,
Because, like,
class,
I
man,
watched it
cheers.
and I was like, anybody that's doing anything that's remotely cool, I'm like, I'm going to support the shit out of that.
Aye. Yeah, I do really appreciate your support because I think you posted about listening to it all day.
Oh,
and
mate,
you've
aye.
talked about episodes and I
wasn't
do really
high.
appreciate it. But like we were saying earlier, like some of your best pals don't share stuff and like fair enough, but like
Yeah.
you have quite consistently and being on the podcast, maybe not so much today when we're out and about, it helps, but see when I'm in the studio, I'm just constantly thinking like, yeah, I don't know what it was in the studio. I think it's because there's a couple of folk looking at us that we kind of, maybe we should cut this bit out.
He
But, like,
hates everyone at that studio. That's what he told me
it's
before
just,
this.
you're
Aye.
aware that there's eyes on you and there's
Aye.
folk being on
the
sound.
people are just there to produce and combine things,
Yeah,
and they're not.
it becomes very
they're
like
not
professional.
engaged in the conversation, so it detaches that part from
Yeah.
our part.
Yeah, I get conscious of like who the fuck am I to start talking about things.
Why
But
is your perspective on something important?
yeah,
But it's no less important than anybody else's.
Absolutely.
yeah,
See, look at this guy. Murdering women, but
philosophical
Helping the
at the
bros
same
out.
time. Yeah.
aye.
One last question just before I hand over to Struan. Sorry, I don't know how long that's been.
That's it.
But
Probably been 10 hours, mate. I don't shut up.
no, it's class. Wait, see, when you're talking about being self-deprecating, and we
Yeah.
were talking about like mental health stuff before. Like, why do you think comic? Why do you think comedy is so like linked to people with mental health struggles or people that are hard on themselves or like that? Because I mean, maybe like 5% of comics are like well-balanced, normal people.
No, they're not.
Nah.
100% are all fucked.
Oh right, it's
Yeah,
all they're
mate.
all fucked. Right?
There's something that's been missing in your life where you go, I need a bunch of strangers to laugh at me.
Yeah.
I found out what mine was. Mine was because I'm adopted, right? And my mum and dad fostered, like they couldn't have kids, so they adopted like me, my two older brothers, and my sister. Now they're significantly older than me. Obviously, they're like 40, 50s.
Okay.
And my mum and dad were, well, my mum's 75, I think. She might be older, but we'll say she's 75. And my dad was like kind of that age range when he passed. And I found out through therapy why I wanted to like basically do stand up. It was because they put such an impact on hundreds, and I mean hundreds of children's life. I had so many children come
Right.
through, and like the fucking impact like my mum and dad put on my life, my brothers, and all these foster children's life, like just the joy that they brought. I was like, if I could get a smidge of that, like in stand up, like for the thing that I love, I says I'll make it. But I know I'm content with knowing that I'll never be able to bring that impact that they did and the happiness, but just a smidge of that, mate,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy. And that's like a pure fucked up thing to say,
No, that's amazing. I think.
but that's why I kind of do it. And I know a lot of comics, like, it's a lot of home issues and like
Yeah.
maybe not feeling as validated or wanted by their mum and dad. I never not. Like with my adoptive mum and dad, I knew they loved me, but I just wasn't capable of showing it back because I wasn't emotionally available.
Yeah.
But for learning that, I was like, well, that kind of gives a better like meaning for kind of stand up. And I don't really want to do that because you're like, it's more a TED talk when I say that, and then you're a comic, you're trying to just be funny. But that's kind of why I do it. I want to just kind of make people happy, mate. And
Yeah.
I want to do what my mum and dad did to strangers, like
For other people.
for me. I want to kind of do it to them. Just make people laugh, mate.
Yeah.
Like that's why I get so pissed off at people. Like you're like, why are you getting annoyed at a comic? Like our intent was
Yeah.
to just bring joy. I wanted to make you leave with a smile on your face. Like I wanted you to go home and be happy and warm. But then you're fucking having a go at me because like I made a stupid error in a joke.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. We're learning. We're trying to discover what's a boundary for you guys and how can I, like the Anthony Jeselnik thing. Like the art is getting away with it.
Right.
So that's what you need to figure out now. So and the only way I can figure it out is by trying it on you to like manoeuvre around it so I can get this joke perfect for you guys to smile.
Yeah.
That's it. And I really don't think there's any comic out there that is maliciously attacking someone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think the intent, well, I think my intent is always to try and make you laugh and happy.
Yeah.
So I don't, any comic I've spoke to, I don't think there's any other intention, to be fair.
Yeah. And if there is, they probably don't last.
Nah.
Around into it as much. But no, that sounds like a beautiful reason, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Mate, I've got seriously in the past few days.
Yeah.
I was on Kieran's All Ability, man, and it's all serious, and then I'm coming on here chatting shit about my mum and dad and that, you know what I mean?
Speaking of, I'm just going to hand over to Struan now.
This guy's crazy, mate. I'm going to be in my P's and Q's, you know? I'm not saying shit to this guy. This is a dangerous part of the podcast.
Well, you better play your cards right.
I'm not doing shit, mate. I'm going to be like, yes, no, whatever.
No, it was really interesting you talking about your why, because that was going to be one of my questions, but you really explained that nicely. So that was...
Fuck, well, you've ruined it, mate. You've ruined his fucking... You're getting killed tonight, mate.
You're obviously obsessive with comedy.
Oh, crazy, mate. I'd say I'm autistic for stand-up. Well, that's the best way I would describe it.
Yeah. How do you structure your life around it then? How to try
Terribly, mate. I've lost jobs, fucking...
No, but what I mean is to get the most out of your writing and stuff for comedy. How do you go about doing that?
It's dead weird. I try every day to avidly write, or work on something for half an hour to an hour a day.
Right.
So, but then that can... The thing is as well, it's what is it? It's I can't remember the thing. It's level of productivity to what you're actually doing. And with stand-up, it's really difficult because you could have just one thought and you're just looking at it but for an hour on the paper.
Yeah.
And nothing's coming but. And that's where you're oh, have I wasted this time? Or am I just
so it's just part of the process.
I think it is. You just kind of you need to be militant, man, because it's people just think a lot we don't work stand up. I'm saying I'm only 2 years in, but a lot of people think stand up comics don't work.
Yeah.
It's no, it's mate, I think Larry Dean told me this fucking crazy thing, he likes to put himself back in poverty. So he goes back because he thinks true comedy comes from hardship. And he's I can't write if I'm fucking sitting comfortable and cushy and just life's alright.
Yeah.
He's no, I need a Nelson says that, I know he needs a deadline. He doesn't write unless he's got told, or you've got a show coming. And then he fucking overdrive, he's I'm writing. So, I don't know, I just kind of try and write and get... Nelson Mandela. That'd be crazy, I'd love to see his 10 minutes. But
got some hardships to talk about.
Mark Nelson, but that's I don't know, mate, you just kind of... You just need to write.
Well, you try and structure it then? You've got a time, you sit down and
I basically go every day, I need to look at my notes or bits that I've not done. And there's the Louis C.K. method. When he was doing these last, he basically had 3 months to get an hour for a new tour. And he went, he would do it in increments of 20. So he would go to all these open mics, the clubs, work, write all the time. And once he had a 20, fucks it off and goes, redoing it again. Redoing the whole process of getting another 20, then does it again. And that's I'm just trying to get a 20. So I'm just trying to get a really good, solid, and I mean, the standard, man, a 20, I'm looking and I'm going, it has to be Louis C.K.-esque before I'm content with just getting that to fuck and then trying to work on another
bit. You're really setting the bar high then?
Mate, well, I think you need to, man. It's the Schultz said it, didn't he? Or it was if your dream is you go, I just want to be a full-time comic, it's all you're ever going to be. He says, why wouldn't you just set it to something crazy?
Yeah.
Mine is the Hydro. Mate, I'm quite literally a nobody, but then I will sell that out. It's inevitable. One day, 40 years down the line, I don't give a fuck.
Put the work in.
It's all I want. And
yeah.
It's not for, this sounds shite, it's not for people. It's not for the fans. I just kind of want it to be a thing of going, oh, I went from quite literally bombing for ages, do you know what I mean, to then selling out the hometown arena. And that's the thing. Americans come over here, sell out our arena. English people come out, sell our arena. One comic sells out our arena.
Yeah.
Bridges. Why is that? Clearly there's a thirst for comedy because it's our people who are buying the tickets to see these Americans.
Yeah.
So why the fuck aren't they buying it to see us?
Yeah.
And it's because they don't know us. So that's the power of social media. It's just push yourself out. But I had to take a break, basically, because, mate, I sucked at stand-up. So I was like, basically, we were doing millions of views, mate, like every month. And, like, people were asking, when can we come see you do stand-up? And I was like, I'm shite at stand-up. Like, don't come see me. I was like, it'll ruin everything. Like, if you can't... Oh, mate, I was like, come see me at the Hydro when I'm, like, a polished good comic. I was like, I suck so much in it. Do not come see me. And then we basically sold out a show just for the pod, like, just based on the pod, in, like, a day. Sold it, like, Tenants Bar. And I was like, oh, fuck. But then that made me hit the realisation where I was like, if I was to do a show here, to take these 50 people, they'd never come back. Ever. Because I'd be like, what am I going to do? My, like, 10 minutes and then 50 minutes of rambling shite. And so I basically just stopped uploading. Like, I uploaded the pod to YouTube, but I didn't do any clips, because it was the clips that were just banging, like, millions every time. And I was like, no, this has to slow down, because it was like, now you get those like kind of internet famous people, and they basically go, I'm just going to do stand-up. And it's like, yeah, but they people come see you once and never again. Yeah. Whereas I need people to come see my tour all the time.
Fans.
Aye, need to be fans, and every year come see my new hour and shit like that. And so I was like, but it has to be for them. Like, the show has to be for them. And like Simon Wozniak, he's a Scouse comic.
Right.
Something that changed my outlook. It was because I used to be like, oh, it's their money. It's their money. And he was like, no, it's not their money. He went, it's their time. It's time out their life.
Yeah. They've
given a day, like, of living to just come see you. And I was like, oh, that changes everything.
It's a different perspective on it, isn't it?
Oh, you need to be like,
yeah.
I need to, this is for them. I need to wow them. It needs to be memorable.
Because it's not just then people from your hometown for the Hydro. It could be people coming up from London or from abroad to come and see you. That's not just about losing 50 quid for a ticket. That's travelling time they could have been with family or doing something that they're obsessive about. But you are enough of a draw to override all of those things for that one moment.
Exactly. That's how I was like, no, it has to be a show. It has to be something that it's going to be worth their time.
Do you think with the kind of the internet acting the way it does now, people can grow famous too quickly, and they don't have the skills or the talent behind it necessarily to back up when they get into in a comedy setting?
Oh, massive. That was the same with me. That was me.
The clips are doing too well too quickly.
Way too. Mate, I panicked because I was like, oh, I'm getting everything I wanted, but I needed it in the future.
Yeah.
I needed it when I was better.
So there's an anxiety behind being able to walk the walk as well as...
I literally couldn't walk. I still can't. And I'm not a fucking... Like, I'm not an idiot. And that's what it's like, check the ego. It goes, if I'm selling a show, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting money.
That must be very difficult though. That's like a hell of a self-awareness to have, like, to pull back on something when it's doing well. And it's coming from you, so you mean it's still your content.
Yeah.
But yet it's something in the back of your mind saying, it's maybe just not quite the right time to go full throttle.
No, it wasn't.
This
but like, if I was able to do that initially, I'll do it again. Like, I'll gain that fan base again. I'll get the millions of views again. It's just like, I can't rush this. It means too much.
But it's obviously got a lot of importance to you.
Yeah, I can't make it's like last night. I'm not sucking my own dick, right? I got 4 applause breaks, right? But I thought I sucked. So it's about that kind of trying to find the medium of like, I need to be good to myself to know that I'm good enough to kind of pursue this, but I also need to rein it in enough to know I'm not where I need to be.
So what made you think you weren't great last night when you were getting the applause? And
everything has to, mate, I don't know, it's weird to describe, because in your head you're like, for this kind of 10 minutes, it has to be perfect. Like, from the initial second I go on, I need to get them to then drive them into where I want to go.
Yeah.
Because there was like 3 hecklers. I dealt with the hecklers, but I felt as though I was too mean.
How do you deal with hecklers? Is that something, do you get that a lot?
All the time.
Yeah.
It is because of the internet clips. People see like Paul Smith, Vittorio Angeloni, Schultz interacting, and I think that Jerry Springfield said he thinks the Netflix specials ruin stand-up, because people will see you on the TV first, and then they see like an interaction, and they think that's how stand-up goes.
Yeah.
So when they turn up to the club, they go, it's about me. I will be your viral moment. I will be your clip.
Yeah.
And then they just interrupt and ruin the show. So last night was getting recorded, and I really wanted to have that crisp, perfect 10 to just send to clubs.
Yep.
To be like, guys, I suck, but I'm trying. Do you know what I mean? And then when they just ruined it, like, they don't understand how much, like, it means to a person. And then it's like, imagine I turned up to your graduation day at uni and you've worked all your life for this degree and I just take a shit in your gown. I just shit on your gown. Your night's ruined. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they just did. But you just be funny with them. Like, you fuck around with them, but then once they start pushing it, you're like, nah, that's just when you get aggressive and you go, fuck off. But it wasn't, so when I was looking at them, I was addressing them, I got him up, put him on the stage, let him have his stupid limelight, because he looked like Robin, and I was like, oh, well, I can work with this. So I was like, this guy looks like a fucking caricature of Robin. And I brought him up, got Robin on, so I was like, I'll give him the limelight, so he'll shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Gave him the limelight. The second he sat down, obviously I was like, right, sit the fuck down, nobody wants to see you.
Aye.
And then he sat down, and then I was like, so as I was saying, guys, you know, Down syndrome's pretty cool. And then as I said that, chip, 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 chip. And I was like, you've just ruined. I was like, what more do you want me to fucking do to you guys?
Right. Yeah. Are you there just to like ruin everyone's night then?
Clearly.
They've not come to see you.
Yeah. And when I was watching the other audience members, because that's the thing as well, like, that's why I think Schultz is such a great comic, because he's got a degree in like psychology, and it's about reading people when you're on stage. You need to be able to read body language and see, like, oh, do I need to rein this in or like bring them up or interact with them, because you're constantly like, we hear and see everything. Like, I can hear the flush of the toilet upstairs in Tenants. That's how like aware I have to be in that room. And then I can notice audience members looking at them and not listening to the bit, so they're more interested. They're like, you guys are ruining all these people's experience, so it's no longer me. So it's my job to go get them out for the other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was a massive rant.
No, it's good. Like, it's like an interesting perspective, because it's like people don't know necessarily that they're ruining it for not just you, but for everyone else in the room.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that Schultz had a background in psychology.
Yeah. He talks about it in his pod.
Right. I mean, just in case you can't tell, it's cold.
Yes, and
It's
very wet.
I'm trying not to like shower too much, and that is pissing down my rain now. It was beautiful this morning. But obviously, someone who's like, discipline is probably quite a big part of your life, isn't it? Then, both for writing, but you're obviously a heavy gym goer.
I try, mate. It's all the training in my system. Mate, it's nothing like, mate. I fuck up all the time. Like, I'm talking here on camera like I'm a proper, like, mad.
No, not at all. Like, you're
guy.
not coming across as like holier than thou.
Oh, good, mate. I hope not, because mate, I'm a fucking gimp, mate. Like, man, like, I'm a complete degenerate, mate. Like, that's kind of another reason why you go, oh, stand-up's cool, because I can fuck around all day, work on that, like, work on stand-up, and then do it at night, and then that's it. Yeah. It's fucking a great life, mate. Like, it's just not a job. Like, it's to be treated like a job, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to be militant with like the writing and all that, but then you're like, but the lifestyle of it is, it's fucking amazing. Like, you work 20 minutes a night, you like.
Well, that's the bit that people see though.
Yeah.
You're working like, okay, you talk about like writing for a certain amount of time in a day.
Aye.
But you're also carrying 2 notepads. You've got apps on your phone, not just for yourself, but for like other people to join in with.
Yeah.
Like, everything that happens in your life,
I'm writing down.
you're writing down, thinking like, how can we convert this into a story or a bit? So it might just be 20 minutes that you get paid for or like whatever, but every waking moment, you are doing a form of work.
Yeah, well, it's like, it's the only job where like you constantly get rejected but want more rejection.
Yeah.
Like, mate, it's just like.
How do you overcome that? Because especially in the early, like the first like forays into it. How do you go, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this, I'm crap. No one likes it. No one's saying keep going.
Are you my inner monologue? No, it's just because the love of this means more than anything. I mean, I've hated everything I've ever done. Like, truthfully, I have. Like, I didn't like football. I didn't like college. Definitely don't like Oak Furniture Land. You know what I mean? So.
I think we actually have a table from them at home.
Oh, I probably built it, mate. I'm not gonna. I've probably been to your houses. But that, I don't know. You just kind of like, you weigh up the options. You go, what else do I want to do?
Yeah.
Nothing but this.
So pursue that with everything then.
And mate, I don't care. Like, I was talking about, like, we're at the stage, right, where we pay to gig. And I don't mean like I physically pay the club to gig. I mean like I pay train fares to get there. I pay, like, mate, I bankrupt myself to go to Aberdeen to do a weekend. Like, mate, I had £75 left in my bank, right? Train tickets like 25 or something in the hotel was like 50 for the 2 nights. I went, well, that's all I've got, so I'm sinking it all in. I was like, because I'm getting a weekend in Aberdeen, and that's not a normal thing. Like, nobody goes, oh, I've got my 95, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sink in 40 grand here to get rejected. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would pay 40 grand to do 30 seconds of stand-up. It's not a normal thing.
No, I mean, that speaks to your passion for the industry, and like, I think from what you're saying, what we've like chatted about off camera and stuff today, there's not a doubt you're gonna make it, because you're gonna find a way to make it. Like, it matters beyond pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's stopping you at that point is you.
Oh, mate, that's how, like, I had to go to therapy, mate, because I was like, I'm going to, like, self-destruct and fuck everything. Because I was like, mate, I'll either just kill myself or I'll make it. Like, that's like the extreme of it. I was like, it's this or nothing. And I was like, the only way it gets fucked is, like you're saying, is if I can't control
what's in your head.
Aye, mate. And that's another thing, man. Like, no, I don't think people talk about the train journey with stand-up. Right? I've spoken about it quite a few times. It's like, see when you bomb or you kill a room, like you're doing great or you do shit, it's the same feeling when you go on the train. The sinking feeling of going like, oh fuck, I got to do that, and then the adrenaline dump, and then everything just hits you, like a wave of depression.
Oh,
like,
really?
Oh, mate, it's so...
No matter if you've done
well or shite.
It's the same thing.
It's the same feeling. I think every comic will kind of get that.
That's interesting.
Well, think about it. You've went from a room of 200 people, like, laughing at you, and then you need to come off, and reality hits again.
Yeah, you're sat in a train like every other person.
And then you're like, I have just, like, mate, I talk about the journey of just going to the hydro, like, you know how the way we walked?
Yeah.
I was like, I'd love to do that walk after selling that out and see the feeling. I want to know what the feeling would be like.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've walked, I worked at Rotunda, like, for Blackfriars, because basically got told, like, you basically get paid to watch comedy, and, like, do you know what I mean? I get to watch pros, so I got to learn, and then I've finally got a spot. Like, I earned a spot because I'd worked there for so long, and I didn't want to just be given it because I worked there. Like, I kind of earned it just for, like, being there. And oh, mate, I bombed so hard. And the walk back there, man, was scary. I was like, I'm not doing the hydro, I'm done. I'm like, this is game over. But I'd love to know the feeling of, like, selling that out and being able to, like, look back at how shitty I felt and how class I'll feel after doing that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's the same feeling. It's weird. It's a dead weird thing.
I would have thought you'd sit there buzzing, like, with how well it had gone, then, like, Christ. I suppose that maybe the downside to that is not every gig's guaranteed that it's going to go as well as that, and, like, you could do the same set to a different crowd and it doesn't hit the same way. So you can't ever rest in your laurels in that sense. But
every gig's different. That's the thing. Like, you literally walk in Stevie Wonder blind. Do you know what I mean? To, like, every gig, because you don't know what's happening.
You then got to rely on your talent and being able to read the room and direct it.
Well, that was the thing. It's like, why you get told to write more is because say you go into a room and you only just got 10 minutes. How are you able to switch it up?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You can. If
yeah, because I used to just be dark as fuck, like way too dark, mate, and I was just ruining nights, mate, ruining. And that was the thing, like, when I was like, no, I need to go write some cleaner stuff.
Right.
And
just open up a bit.
And just kind of, like, be yourself, be vulnerable, be a bit vulnerable on the stage. And then once I started doing that, it kind of clicked, and then it allowed me. So I have this thing, I was like, now you're talking about the Anthony Jeselnik, the key to get away with it. I kind of came up with a wee formula to kind of do a darker joke. It's like you layer it with empathy, like 3 layers of empathy to push a boundary further.
Yeah.
And see, ever since I kind of done that, because it brings a human side to your bit, and then people can go, you fucker, fair enough, it works better. But before I was just going up and going, yeah, you know, Down syndrome's funny, innit? That was it. And it was just like,
It's not landing.
no. And people were like, no, it's not funny. But then I revolved it around like a human bit, like a human interaction I've had with someone with it, and then it just works way better.
Because a lot of the time, the people who are seeing you, it's the first
Oh, mate,
interaction with you.
aye. Yeah.
And it's not like going to see a Chappelle or something like that who's done any number of specials and you've watched them all on Netflix or whatever. Maybe you've seen shows before and you know you don't know the person, but you're
you can tell they're joking.
Yeah.
Whereas me going up as a stranger, I just look like a lunatic. Do you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck's this weird ginger guy talking about this for? But and that's see the difference between like performing to your fans to then just random people.
Yeah.
It's fucking night and day.
Your fans want the jokes to work.
Aye.
So they're already laughing before you finish because they want it to work.
Yeah.
But a crowd that's not as engaged like that,
it's not working.
Looking for you to, when they're looking for the things not to go well sometimes.
Yeah.
And for an excuse not to laugh. And that's got to be.
Hey man, I've never heard a single bit of laughter from any of my jokes. Not one time. No, I've obviously done well sometimes, but that's what I'm trying to work on that. Trying to be like nicer to myself about this, but I feel as though if I am too nice to myself, I'll slack. I need to be like on myself all the time with this until I kind of roughly can, like, I get an established name in like hour. Once I get my first hour done, I think I'll relax a wee bit on the like being so harsh on myself, because I'll go, oh no, like that hour was like you created something like that was perfect to you.
You've got it there. Like, it's a body of work to like you can be proud of, and it's there, and it sort of backs up everything that you're talking about, want to be able to do.
It's too rushed. That's the thing with stand-up. It's too rushed. People want to do hours, and they've only gone a year. And you go,
an hour's a hell of a long time.
But it's about how can you maintain an attention span for an hour?
Yeah.
No, I can't even maintain my own attention span for an hour.
Look at how everyone consumes media nowadays. Everything's 5, 12-second clips.
Yeah.
And then it's the very rare occasion where you get long form podcasts now, and they do work.
Yeah.
And people love them. But you could probably count on a couple of hands like the people who do it consistently well and have a following.
Exactly.
Because likes of us, when we started the podcast, we were doing the first couple of most of the first season was sort of 90 minutes to 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
People don't know us. Like, so why would anyone like invest that level of time to people?
I invest a lot to be fair. But I don't think
you're rare you're rare, and because you're part of the same space.
Yeah, I'll be more wanting
to
watch
sort
stuff.
There's more empathy there to the flight of people starting.
But also, if you don't watch a full podcast, you miss a golden nugget.
Yeah,
you miss
that's the thing.
Really good bits,
it could just be that little thing, but then you're reliant upon people clipping it and sticking it out.
Aye.
And I hate that side of it.
I think you hate all of it. He hates comics, I can tell. Just wants me to die right now. He wants nothing more than me to just get ran over the second this finishes.
I mean, if you weren't built like a shipwreck.
Mate, I hate that. I basically learnt that you can't go up on stage looking good or muscular.
No.
Because the audience got that straight away. That guy's good looking. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be funny. So I was like, every show, man, I've been wearing like baggy tees, oversized like long sleeve shit.
Says that it's not for you.
No, it's not, mate. It's not. And nobody, like, mate, yous guys are painfully good looking, and I hate yous. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, that's why I was like, why are yous doing this industry? Like, this is for like fucking guys that look like me, like ugly fucking retarded guys, mate. Do you know what I mean? And you two handsome cunts, like, I'll just come in here and just take everything. Like, alright, fuck you guys. But
I'm warming to you now.
Alright, no, but genuinely, that thing, like, you just, it's the thing why I can't get behind Matt Rife, mainly because I'm not wouldn't be into it, but I kind of get behind him because he intentionally does things where he tenses and he does all the pure weird sexual things, and I'm like, I don't want to be ripped while watching you do stand-up. Do you know what I mean? I feel uncomfortable.
He was ugly before his jaw implants.
Crazy, mate.
Did he have jaw implants?
Aye, jaw implants. Yeah.
I've seen photos of him like when he was like in whatever that show was, like
the
when he was
rap
very
thing.
young. Yeah.
Aye.
And he obviously like had a bit of a makeover since then.
Crazy makeover. He's also like he's obviously enhanced. It has to be. Do you know how? He doesn't sleep.
No, I know.
Doesn't sleep.
Talk about that.
So you can't be shredded. Like, so see when you sleep, that's all your recovery's there.
Yeah.
That's all your muscle building, like all it's recovering. You don't sleep. You can't put on like fucking
Any amount of
dense solid muscle.
Yeah.
And he's shredded, mate. Like it's not like he's like it's like kind of skinny guy. He looks alright shape. No, like
He's
dense.
in good shape.
Aye.
Yeah, I heard him speaking Rogan about like not being able to sleep at all, basically for days at a time. And I did wonder.
PEDs, mate. But mate, there's nothing wrong, mate. Like, see, as long as you're not doing it, well, to be fair, everybody does it in sport. Everybody, every sports guy, name them.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's on them. Messi literally was on human growth hormone to get taller.
When he's young.
Yeah. And like you think LeBron James, who's like 40, can
We
still.
think the schedules that these people are under, all the media site stuff they've got to do, it's not like they're not just athletes.
Yeah.
They're ambassadors, role models,
They need to
everything.
be celebrities as well as an athlete, which is crazy, isn't it?
Well, I don't know why you'd want it, but yeah, I do quite like Matt Rife's stand up, and I think he's good for crowds.
Yeah.
But I get like his audience has to be female, because if you're a guy, all you do is present someone who's better looking than you, better shaped than you, and funnier than you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need those people in your life.
No, I don't, mate. That's why the second we leave here, I'm fucking blocking you, mate. I'm out of here. I'm like, delete everything. I'm gone. No, but the thing is, like, with Matt Rife was that. Do you remember, like, they got any shit for that thing in the special? It was like the domestic violence joke. Yeah. Do you want to know the issue that I had with it? It was him after doing the joke going, "Yeah, that one's for the fellas." It's like, what? Wait, we all just sitting here going, yeah, domestic violence is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't care. I was like, if it's a funny joke, I just want to laugh at it. You don't need to be like, yeah, I'm trying to get away from all the female audience. I was like, you've got an audience.
Yeah.
You sold it the Armadillo in Scotland in like 2 seconds. Like, why are you caring?
Yeah.
As long as there's bums in the seats, man.
Doesn't matter. Everyone's money's worth the same.
A fan's a fan, mate.
Yeah.
Like, they like you because you're you. Just be you.
Yeah.
You don't need to try and turn edgy. You know what I mean?
Speaking of edges, a guy's just like rocked up behind us in the woods and is starting a fire.
Yeah, we are in Glasgow, mate. It's a good time. Good fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Sean.
Yes. So, mate, I feel as though I've just talked shite.
No, that's
the whole time, mate. Sorry, bros.
Yeah, like a lot of the other questions that I had, like you sort of covered in your chat with Darryl.
Oh, sorry.
And no, it was nice. Like, it was really sort of genuinely lovely to hear you talk about like the why behind it and to bring some joy into people's lives, because you've had someone who provided that for you, but like being a comic, you can hopefully provide that in a larger scale and a bigger platform, hit more people. Like, we've asked people why before, and no one's going to top that as an answer. Like, I'll
do another one. I hate people. just ruin my whole thing here. No, I just like, it's pure class to make some cunt laugh, like, and happy, because I just want to be happy all the time, mate, and I just didn't feel it for a long time in my life. So I was like, oh, now I can just be that while making other people that.
Yeah.
So nothing.
Amazing.
It's just fucking. It's not that deep, man. That stand up. It's just a lot of like I think us like a lot of comics like to think it's that deep, but it's really just at the end of the day, like, stand up in the simplest form is just a person, a mic, and laughing faces.
Yeah.
That's literally it, man. And that's all I want to do, mate. I just want to be remembered as one of the best comics to have done it, but just purely on the fact that I brought so many people like happiness, mate. As gay as it sounds, mate. As it sounds, guys.
It's amazing. I've been
me and him are going to kiss after this.
Beard to beard.
Yeah. But I'm honoured, mate. I'm honoured to be on this. You guys are fucking legends, man.
No,
you're killing it.
Thank you for the support. And
do not give up. You might give up on life, but that's cool. We need less serial killers, but but as far as it goes with this, mate, like I meant it. Like, I sat all day, like one day, just fucking burning through your stuff. Yeah. But it wasn't that way where I'm like, oh, I need to do this. It was like, no, I'm so entertained. Like, I'm just chilling, having a laugh and enjoying it.
Well, that's really nice to hear.